Hi. In this part, very short video, we will quickly look at the medallion architecture, the second benefit. In the previous part, we showed you one benefit and one example of that benefit, how to use that benefit in your project. So please subscribe if you are not done. So there are 1,000+ videos on certifications, on knowledge, and so on. And this channel is about helping you with cloud certifications, AWS, Azure, and GCP. See, one problem of traditional data warehouse style architecture. What is the problem? One problem is that schema updates, since it is so tightly coupled, even to add one field, you have to update the ETL, you have to add it to a data model, add it to the physical model, then staging layer, landing layer, process layer, everything you have to change. Then the reports that they are using, that will change. You have to load that data for historic purposes. Suppose you have a field, you are adding a new field, and that is a not null field. So whatever data you had earlier, that each data will have to go through an update. Each row will have to go, not the data. Each row will have to be updated for this field so that it gets populated because it is a not null field. So this problem medallion architecture does not have. So what happens in medallion architecture is that schema changes can be managed independently. You don't have to worry, hey, if I add one more field, what will happen? So see, nowadays at your home, you have say Blinkit app. Why this app is useful? Because you may not remember every time that okay, these are the 10 things I have to buy. You may forget something, or something gets finished at home, or rice gets finished, or cookies get finished, and you have to order it. So you have Blinkit, which is a 10-minute app. So now there is no one going to penalize you. Boss, you forgot to bring it that day. Now you live without it for few days or at least today. No, that will not happen. Blinkit is there for you, or Insta Mart is there for you, Zepto is there for you. So many apps. Similarly, schema updates. Suppose you forgot to add a field, or it can happen there is a business change, some acquisition happened because of which now new fields needs to be added in the table. That is a valid reality. So in that case, if you have to repopulate the old data also, that will be difficult. So schema changes can be managed efficiently, effectively due to incremental processing and clear data lineage in medallion architecture. So this helps you with versioning and rollback capabilities as well. If you want to rollback is easy. Rollback means you ran a job and you realize, okay, after running this job, the data that has come in the report, it is not reconciling. So the reporting guys say, hey boss, can you roll back the data? So it is easy to roll back here with this architecture. Okay, let us look at one example. This is an example. There is an e-commerce company. It tracks customer orders. Suppose you have ordered uh, a rice bag, okay, because you are trying to preach a particular religion, so you are distributing rice bags. So initially they only record order date, customer ID, product ID in their bronze. Later they decide that hey, we also have to add shipping address. So earlier they had 3 4 fields in the bronze there. Now they thought, oh, we forgot to add shipping address. It can be because of two things. First, initially they were an offline store, so people used to uh, go there and buy it themselves, pick it themselves. So address was not important. Now they went online. So online means where do they dispatch the goods? They need an address. So that is why now this change is happening because the business model changed. The company is changing its business model. They want to have offline and online both. See, medallion architecture, what is the beauty? You have three layers, bronze, silver, and gold. Now, in this case, what will happen? You have decoupled layers and incremental processing. Here, incremental processing is important. See, shipping address. Do you need shipping address for the old data? You don't need, right? Because you were always operating offline. So, what is the use of adding address there for those records? Only for new records, because only the people who are buying online, only for those records, incremental records, you want to add a shipping address. What does that mean? What does that mean? That no processing, no reprocessing for historical bronze data, because they were uh, not getting shipped. Customers were picking the rice bags themselves. They were buying, paying for it, and picking it themselves. Second, silver layer. When silver layer is updated to include shipping address, okay. Now what happens in silver layer? Now you have to update shipping address here. Only new data is flowing into silver layer that needs to be transformed. The existing data remain as it is. Okay. So old process that don't need the shipping address will continue to operate without modification. No changes in that piece. So now there is a decouple happening. Old system will continue working. Only for the new system they are making this change. Gold layer. Now when in gold layer you bring shipping address, that means it can be a data mart. So only relevant transformations you have to update. Existing reports and dashboards don't use the new field, they remain unaffected. Okay, so that is decoupling. Okay, but if you had to do this change in traditional data lake or traditional data warehouse solution or data lake solution, whatever, it is tightly coupled transformation. So adding shipping address would require you to reprocess entire historical data set because the transformations applied in silver and gold layers might depend on original schema. Updating the schema in one place would break downstream processes. So this reprocessing is time consuming and resource intensive. So in this case, what is the pro of medallion architecture? In this example, we got greater agility. Okay, if there is an issue with schema change, you can revert it back to the previous state easily. Only incremental data flowing through the pipeline needs to be processed for the schema change. This saves you time and resource. Okay, so please subscribe. We will keep posting many more such interesting topics as well as certification related practice questions, concepts, and so on. So, like I told, this channel you can pay a small premium and become a cloud kernel member. This will give you access to entry level and intermediate certification content. But Cloud Ninja will give you access to all of these plus advanced certification content, advanced topics which will help you in actual project implementations and so on. You can also give me suggestions what else you want me to post. I will prepare videos on those topics. So in this video, we looked at one benefit of medallion architecture. In the previous part also, we looked at one benefit. This is the second benefit and how it is different to the traditional data lake or traditional data warehouse architecture. And we used one example of a retail industry, and we showed you with that example how medallion architecture versus traditional architecture would behave and why medallion is better. So we tried to establish that. See you in the next part. We will post 2, 3 more videos on medallion architecture.